Welcome everyone to episode 5 of Content Crossing, a podcast about life and content creation. Today we have a very, very special guest, a good friend of mine who I'm excited to get to know more, and I think their expertise and their knowledge and experience with the topic that we'll be kind of focusing on today will interest a lot of you out there. It's definitely something I'm interested in hearing more about. So, having said that, let's introduce our guest today, Buff Pup. Come on in.
There's a loading screen. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. There we are. Hey!
Hello, hello.
I made it!
You did. Thank you for coming. Oh, it's so cold in here. I'm so sorry.
I know. It's so cold.
Well, how are you doing? I know I should probably say this so everyone knows. You woke up super early to be here. It's like 7 or 8 in the morning for you?
Yeah, I woke up at 7 a.m. and it's also Friday, so I was like, 7 a.m., wake up, and because I was so excited. Because it was Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. I was so excited. I actually tweeted about it the night before. I was like,
do you see me right now? This is me getting down.
Yeah, get down! Woo! Get down!
But yeah, I really appreciate it. I don't know if you know this actually, but you are the first guest that doesn't live in Japan.
Oh,
everyone I've interviewed so far has lived here in Japan because it's like super convenient, and obviously I have friends here. But when I was thinking about people that I wanted to bring on, and people that I think could talk about like really different and exciting things, I was like, oh, we've got to get Buff on here.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm so excited because like I feel like, you know, as like streamers and like friends and stuff, like we only get a chance to see each other like in each other's streams, right? Like that's like that's the whole like streaming life. So like whenever I get to see you, it's like hi, bye, and then that's it.
Especially like adding on top of that like time zone differences.
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't help at all.
Mm-mm.
But before we get into anything, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do as far as content creation? Anything that you want to share? Just tell us a little bit about you for those who don't know who you are.
Okie dokie. My name is Buff Pup. I'm a pup who was buff on the internet. And I'm honestly just a weird dog on the internet, and we joke around and stuff. And I'm really weird, so that's all I have to say.
It's actually very interesting. If we can get some shout outs and stuff in the chat, and also I'll be putting Buff's links in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. But it's very interesting if you go and follow Buffs on Twitter or Twitch. You're not going to see a human character like in Animal Crossing. You're going to see the buffest, the funniest, the best dog.
It's literally a dog. Like when I say I'm a dog on the internet, like you're going to go over there and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's actually a dog.
I know people are like, what? They're a dog on the internet? What does that mean? Are they really lewd or something? Like no, like literally a
they're
dog.
Into that.
Oh, but yeah, I'm really excited. I hope that I hope that everyone who checks out your channel really enjoys it. But before we go into your channel and like content creation journey, we have something that we do here where I'm gonna ask you a couple of warm-up questions, sort of mildly Animal Crossing related. So just answer them however you think is best, and there's no pressure.
This isn't a quiz, is it?
It could be, but I'm not going to tell you until after I've graded your exam.
Oh, okay. I wasn't prepared.
Okay, so let me get my mischievous face on. So, first question, if you could take only one thing to a deserted island, like an Animal Crossing island, to start your life, what would it be?
I would say a tech deck.
A tech deck?
Yeah, that way I'm entertained for the rest of my life.
So explain a tech deck to someone like me who's ignorant AF.
Okay, so you were born in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember those little skateboards where you put your fingers on and you would like do like little
I
flips?
thought that's what you meant. Like, I thought that's what you went, but then the back of my head was like, there's no way that's what they meant.
Yeah, like the little tech deck. Like, because I was going to say a scooter, but I can't ride a scooter in the sand. But I can play it with a tech deck.
On rocks?
I could be on anything. I could be on a palm tree. It could be on a house. It could be on a plant. And you could take a tech deck anywhere.
That is so true. Now I feel, I'm like, how did I doubted myself. I really, at first I was like, tech deck, skateboard. I was like, no, that can't be it. That can't be it.
Totally tech decks.
All right. That's actually very interesting. Okay. Question 2. If you, well, actually, in your case, I think I already know the answer to this question is going to be.
Oh.
What type of animal villager would you be in Animal Crossing? So your animal type, like species, and also your personality.
Okay, well, yeah, you probably already know. It would be Pomeranian dog, orange, and my personality would either be sporty or jock, or I would do like, I feel like I would do like either snotty or like bratty. I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of funny, like tsundere vibes. You know what I mean?
Tsundere, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tsundere. I would love to have a villager type be tsundere. They should add that.
That'd be really good.
I would have you on I would dreamy hunt for you.
Oh, thank you. I would go into your trash cans as a villager and put prizes in there, like little gachapon prizes.
Yes.
That would be my trait.
I'm amazed.
So then you have to check your trash cans every single day.
Oh, it's like a Easter egg hunt, but like a little dirty.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like an Easter egg hunt, but like worse.
Smelly.
All right. Well, last question. And this is a broader question, but which video game world would you want to escape to in real life? Like if you could choose any world to live in for any amount of time, even forever, if that's what you want.
Well, I mean, Animal Crossing is the perfect answer, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely the inspiration, right? Because everyone says, you know, Animal Crossing, especially in 2020, was an escape for people.
Yeah. I would have to say the most interesting world that I think is in video game history is the world of Tulip. Do you know the game Tulip?
No, what's that?
So Tulip is a Japanese game where you go around kissing people. And and that's the entire point of the game. But the cool thing about it is that it's in a small Japanese town, but not only that, there's like humans, but also monsters and creatures, but they're all nice to each other because they just want to kiss you.
I'm Googling it right now.
It just seems like a really nice town.
Yeah, well, I mean, not during COVID, but yeah.
No, I mean, that's why we're wearing masks.
That this town would be suffering more than other towns, I think.
Yeah, kissing town. They'd be like go outside and be like, man, what am I gonna do today? I can't kiss anyone. Bummer.
Well, you know, once the pandemic's over, I might have to check out this Tulip town.
It's a really good game because, like, that's the whole objective. If you ever want like a weird, creepy, or like, it's like I don't know, it's creepy because I would say that the art style of it, because there's one point in the game where like you talk to a lady and she like just yells at you like for being on her property and her eyes just go white and shit. It's like, it used to scare me as a kid. But other than that, like the game is really just like goofy. Like you walk up to somebody and be like, wow, your butt looks nice today. May I have a kiss? And it's like, okay. It's like, it's just like weird stuff like that.
Yes, you can.
Yes, please.
Complimenting my butt? Yes.
Complimenting the cake? Of course.
Well, speaking of nice butts and cakes, we are often blessed on Twitter with pictures
Of my cake.
of your cake. We have many art pieces of your cakes. So so I guess like where to start, right? So I'm kind of interested, how did your content creation journey, so to speak, like how did it start? Like what made you want to start creating content, and did you immediately start on Twitch, and did you immediately start as a VTuber? I know that's a lot of questions, so dissect it however which way you want, but yeah. How did you start? I kind of want to know.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I've been doing art for like, I would say like 9-10 plus years. And I've kind of been all over the place, like on Tumblr and Twitter and all that stuff. And so I was doing that for like my job. And then I used to stream artwork for a while. But that wasn't like on Twitch. It was like on Picaro. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Oh, I have heard of that actually, yeah.
Yeah. But they don't have like drawing rules. So like if I want to draw like a little, side boobie or something, like I'm not gonna get in trouble. So like I was drawing over there for a while, and then I was like, oh, I actually like streaming. Like streaming is kind of fun. And because I get to talk to people. And as an artist, like you don't really talk to people. I guess you're like really introverted. So it was kind of nice to like open up and like talk to people. And I was just like, oh, I kind of like this. And then Shia, which
Yeah, I love Shia.
He's such a sweetheart. I woke up in bed this morning and he turned over to me. He's like, can you tell Toph that I love him? And I was going to get up today. And I was just like, okay.
Yes. You better tell him I love him when he wakes up.
I will. He wanted to get up so bad, but he was just like, I can't get up because I'm too lazy. But so he was streaming actually on Twitch for like a year, and I was just like, oh, that seems really fun. Like I should do that too. Like, and then so I started getting onto stream and like doing Twitch and stuff. And I used a webcam, and unfortunately it just didn't go that good because, being a woman on the internet isn't most greatest thing in the world sometimes. So I was just like, is there a way to like hide my face so I don't have to deal with that? It's spooky. It's a spooky time. And like, so Shia actually commissioned somebody to make like a rabbit avatar for his stream, because he was just like, oh, I saw somebody do this like weird rabbit like character before, and I want to do that too. And then he got one. I was like, well, I want one because then I don't have to show my face. And then I made a character around my Twitch name, which was just Buff Pup. So then I just made a character around that name, and I was like, well, I like Pomeranian, so I'll make it orange and a Pomeranian. And I like space, so I'll put stars on it or whatever. And then I got it commissioned, and then it just has been that forever.
So what was the inspiration for Buff Pup then? Like the name?
So I actually work out in real life. And then my friend, I'm really short, so I'm like 5'3". And somebody was like, oh, you're so cute. You're like a buff pup. Like you're like a buff little dog. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. So it was my Twitter name for like a really long time. And then I just put it on Twitch because I was like, that's a cute name.
Yeah, because like it's like that age-old question, like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like what came first, the name or the avatar?
Yeah, and normally it's like people normally have the avatar first. Like they're like, oh, I came up with their concept design and just did everything around that. But I was the opposite. I was just like, oh, here's my name, and then I'll make a character around it.
And so you didn't do any kind of VTube rigging or like anything like that until Shia had commissioned that piece, and then it got you interested in using it to hide your face?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're like self-taught then?
Yeah, because I got the character from their name is Pixel, I think, which was the same person that Shia commissioned. And then I was just like, oh, this is cool. Like you can like make your artwork turn into like characters and stuff. And then I looked up like a lot of tutorials, and at the time, tutorials weren't really like a thing for Live 2D, which is the program that they use. It was all in Japanese. So like the entire time I was like trying to figure it out in Japanese. And I was like, oh God, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So it took me like 3 months to learn how to do it. As to where now, if you go look up Live 2D on YouTube, there's so many tutorials now because like VTubing kind of blew up.
Yeah,
So I
it
was like,
did.
dang
It
it.
did.
So now I have to go back and rewatch some tutorials that are better.
That's so like wild to me because I mean, even if there are a lot of tutorials out there, it still seems like something that would be so hard to teach yourself. And you said you did it in like 3 months with less resources? That's really impressive.
Yeah, there's people out there that like, well, since there's a lot of like English tutorials now, people pick up like Live 2D within like a week or two,
I
which is
can't
like
imagine.
crazy. Yeah, I for one, I'm too busy. Like I don't know how you have that much time to sit there and learn a whole new program. But two, like they'll like do it. Like my friend, okay, here's an example. My friend Spats, she made a Live 2D and then she learned it all on stream within a matter of like a day.
What?
And I was just like, yeah, I was like, how the hell? I was like, I don't understand. And it came out really good. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I need to catch up on some tutorials because this is making me look like I haven't watched a tutorial in 10 years.
Wow. But see, the thing is, I feel like you had all the right elements to kind of go forward with this because you were already an artist as well, right? Because
Yeah.
when it comes to VTubing, there's a difference between, for example, like creating the character and then rigging the model, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, and I was saying this before to my own community, I find it so impressive because not only are you a VTuber, but you also did the art and also rigged it. Like, you did all of that, right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, my model was rigged by Pixel, but I did the artwork for it. But then now all the other models that I do now are rigged and done by me.
Oh,
So,
okay. That I didn't know. Okay.
yeah.
But you've made models for other people, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done like, I want to say like a good like 20 or 30 so far.
Wow.
It's been a hot minute since I've done one. I'm trying to work. I have like a couple left and then I'm like ready to open back up again. I'm really excited.
I feel like now the market for VTube models must be really good, right?
Oh yeah. So like when I started doing this, like this was like, I don't know, like 2.5 years ago. So I've been like, everyone calls me like the boomer VTuber because I've been doing this for like a really long time. And so like the VTubing thing started getting really popular when COVID happened because everyone's at home and they're like, I want to do something that's like exciting and fun and like that looks interesting, you know what I mean? And so that's why VTubing became such like a big thing during COVID, and now it's like super popular. And that's only been like what, almost a year or
Yeah.
so.
One of my friends just got into VTubing, Peach Milky,
Oh,
and her model was done by, I might be mispronouncing this, Clea?
Clea. I don't think
Clea?
I've heard of them.
I think you did a collab with them recently.
Oh, I did. Yeah,
Clea, yeah.
Yeah, I flippin' love her. She's so great. She does really good ones. I love her cartoony like style. It's like really I mean it definitely is anime, but like it's definitely more cartoony, I feel like, compared to a lot of different ones.
Yeah. It's very cute. It's super, super cute. But so kind of speaking about other VTubers like Clea and stuff, like how do you feel Twitch in particular, I guess, because that's kind of like what we know, right, is Twitch. Like how do you feel like Twitch has changed, or do you feel like it's changed at all with like so many more VTubers like kind of coming onto the platform?
Yeah, I like it. Like I felt really weird for a really long time, like being like just like a character, I guess. Like not really, I mean I'm myself, but like I'm not using a webcam or like it's just like a weird character. So like a lot of the time before all the VTubing stuff happened, I would get a lot of people that would like come in and be like, I don't understand this. What is this? What is this? It seems stupid. Like, you know.
You were
And
totally like before VTubing got popular on Twitch, you were there.
yeah, like I
Like
just, and it made me excited because I was just like, finally, there's other people where like they're like characters and stuff. I don't feel so weird.
yeah. I feel like now, like, even though there are a lot of VTubers, like, you have the benefit of having done it for so long, and like you started doing it before like it got popular. Not to sound like hipster or whatever, but like I feel like now there's a lot of VTubers, right? And there's in Japan especially, there's like big companies that like hire and manage VTubers. So I think there's more pressure and like more of an expectation of like what a VTuber is. But with you started like before it got big, and you were doing it just simply because you liked it and you could like find your own pace with it. And even if people didn't understand it, like you just did it. And I feel like now you're such a natural. I feel like anyone who's getting into VTubing, like even if people want to say like, because you know a lot of VTubers are like people, right? But Buff Pup is a dog. But
yeah,
that doesn't matter. Like your character, and I know you put a lot of yourself into it as well. So like your character and you are so refined. I think anyone who wants to get into VTubing should watch you and learn from you, because like you're such a natural, and like all of your, I don't know, I guess in Animal Crossing we would call them reactions, but like all of like your different reactions and how you can change visually how you appear on stream and stuff like that, it's like chef's kiss, you know?
Aw, thank you. I pride myself on like, I don't know, I guess being interactive, because I feel like as a VTuber, you kind of have to work twice as hard to like use inflections. Like, because I could be on stream and I could talk like this or whatever, or I could talk like this and hype it up and then be really sad, you know, and like talk like that. And I feel like you kind of have to inflect with your voice a lot to like make it seem like it's a person and not like this weird, like, I don't know, melancholy, like animatronic or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
you're voice acting on top of everything else.
I've never voice acted in my life.
You
ever.
voice act every time you stream.
I guess that's true. I would love to go into voice acting. I feel like that would be really fun.
I could honestly, you could use your Twitch clips as a reel. Like,
oh my gosh, that'd be so fun. I've talked about it so many times on stream. I was like, I would love to just play a little snotty brat kid, like on a show or something, because I feel like I have like enough of a whiny voice to like be like, hey, what's up? You know, and like be like that really stupid kid.
I like honestly truly could envision that. Like you have like one of those voices where it's hard to listen to your voice and not period. It's hard to listen to your voice, period. No.
I've had some people come up and say that.
No. I'm just kidding. It's hard to listen to your voice and like not feel happy.
Aw, I'm so happy. I don't know, when it comes to like streaming and stuff, like that's all I don't know. That's all I wanted to do. And like I like I said, I was gonna say earlier, I pride myself on like expressions and like making it interactive and fun and goofy, and I don't know, because like whenever I wasn't streaming, I would always watch streams when I was like doing artwork and stuff, because it made me happy. It made my day go by like really fast, and I was just like, man, I want to be that person that like streams in the morning for people when they go to work, because work sucks, and like I just want to like be that thing that like people can just listen to, and like, and they don't have to like pay attention to it often, like they don't have to look at it. So I feel like having the VTuber character helps with that, because it's not like you're emoting with your face a lot. If you see in the corner of your eye like a red thing, you're like, oh, she's angry, you know. Like,
red, angry, blue, sad.
yeah.
But yeah, that is really true, and I think you do that, and I think a lot of streamers, like, that is, I think, what most of us want, right? Like, I think a lot of us start streaming because we enjoyed watching streams ourselves. We wanted to create those spaces for people the same way that we use other people's spaces to feel less alone or to feel like we have company while doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially during the pandemic where like a lot of people are quarantining by themselves and stuff. So it's like a lot of people are looking for that kind of just interaction. And I think Twitch is like perfect for that.
Oh yeah, of course. And kind of speaking of keeping people company and how we do it, one thing that I think is really interesting about your streams is like you stream whatever the hell you want. And I love that. Like,
oh yeah, I'll
whatever
find
the hell you want.
Weird.
Like you were streaming a game about doing taxes, literally.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? It's that time of year. Let's do some taxes.
and what's wild, totally deserved. But what I think a lot of people would think is wild is like, regardless of what you play, and regardless of what type of game it might be, or whether it's popular or not popular, or whatever, like people still turn up for you. And
I'm really appreciative of that because I know there's a lot of times like people will get stuck on something and they feel like they can't break away from it. And I feel really, I don't know, I just feel, I guess, blessed from that because like I never really tried to do that. I just, because when I first started streaming, I actually only streamed Mario Kart and Splatoon, and those were like the two things I streamed.
Splatoon, hell yeah!
Yeah, oh my god, so good. I fucking love it. Oh my gosh, but like those were the two things I streamed forever. So when I first started streaming, I was just like, well, these are the games I'm gonna play forever. And then I was just like, well, I kind of want to play like, I don't know, like Breath of the Wild and like Him Heartbreak and stuff. So then I just kind of started playing whatever I wanted. And I just never changed from that. I was just like, whatever. Maybe I'll draw today or something. Or like, maybe I'll do this today. And I just kind of like it. Because sometimes I'll get on stream. And for people who are in chat right now and are part of the stream, sometimes I will get onto stream and I'll be like, I feel like doing nothing today. We're going to just sit here and talk. And like, that happens a lot.
That's super relatable.
Sometimes I just get sleepy. I just don't want to do anything.
Who knows? Sometimes behind that rig, you're just sleeping.
Yeah, I was like, can Twitch get mad at me if I do a sleep stream if I'm a VTuber? Because then it just looks like my eyes are closed. They don't know I'm sleeping.
Like playing back audio from a previous stream, your regulars are like, wait, this conversation sounds familiar.
Also, their mouth isn't moving and their eyes are closed. This is weird.
Well, actually, kind of that just brought up something that I just random. I wasn't planning on asking this, but just thinking about you and like behind the VTube rig and stuff. You are very open about the fact that like you are your own person aside from your character.
Yeah, I don't know. It started out that way. Like when I bought the model and like used it, it was because I just didn't want to show my face. So like there was no intention of like being like, I'm gonna be this kind of person and put on a character and blah. It was just to just get away from being on webcam, and that was like the whole point. So I just was just like, I'm just gonna be myself and just be a dog. The only thing that's different is the way I look. Like that's really it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you feel that like, have you had experience or like, do you feel like people have or put some kind of expectation on you to be a completely fictional character who like doesn't talk about real world things?
No, I don't think I've ever had one interaction where somebody was just like, why do you talk about that? Or something. There was this big controversy going around in the VTuber community where it was just like, oh, you should never show your face or something like that.
In Japan, you get canceled for that.
Yeah, and like, so like that was like starting to become a thing in like in the EN VTubers. Like people were like, don't show your face or whatever. And I was just like, I don't care. And I posted a picture of myself. Like I was just like, I don't care. I was like, I don't know. I find it kind of silly that there's like these like weird rules about stuff like that. Now if you were for a company like HoloLive or something, then I totally get it because it's like that's the company. But like if you're like in an individual and you're doing whatever you want, like who cares? You know, like do whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more freeing that way too, because there's like Because I can imagine that if you're constantly having to put on a character, it would get tiring.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I feel the exact same thing. Like sometimes I'll talk to people and they will be in their character, like from even off stream. Like they'll be in their character.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't want people to know who they are. So like they'll, at any time I interact with them, they'll just be their character, which I find very
and you can't get
interesting.
close to them then. Like, how do you make friends like that?
Right, exactly. That was my feeling about it. Like I was just like, well, if you're gonna talk to me like that, then you obviously don't trust me enough to be like yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like some people are just really private about that stuff, and that's one of those things where it's like you just gotta accept those boundaries. And then if they trust you, you know, they will bring you into their personal life. Like I just had one person who was just like, they're like a robot and they talk in a robot voice all the time.
You rated them, I think, right?
Yeah, Whisper I've rated.
Someone you rated that had a robot concept, and I was there.
Yeah, that's probably Whisper. I fucking love Whisper.
Like super cutesy, right? Like lots of
like pink.
Yeah.
I love them. But yeah, this was a different robot, and they would talk to me in their robot voice all the time, like in and out of streaming. And then recently they were just like, "Hey, can I add you to like my private Twitter and like can I hang out with you outside of streams?" And I was like, "Yes,
that's really nice.
Course.
That's really nice."
And it felt really good because I was just like, finally, I can like be like their friend. You know what I mean? So it was really exciting.
Yeah, I like that. I'm glad that they felt comfortable enough. I'm sure for some people, like obviously, much in the way that you said you use, you know, originally you started using the rig to cover your face so that it would make the streaming experience more comfortable for you. Obviously, a lot of that, as you alluded to, is because you're, you know, a woman on Twitch, and that's not okay for a lot of people. But
yeah,
like,
it just.
It's a security blanket, I'm sure, for people in a lot of ways using a VTube. Because I've had a lot of people in my community have told me, they were like, oh, maybe I would get into streaming if I used a VTube rig. And I was like, yeah. if you feel like that's what you have to do to feel comfortable, like if that's what makes you comfortable enough to stream, do it.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, I just for one, I'm camera shy, so like I just don't like being on camera. Like I'm just
honestly same. And somehow I still do it.
I know, right? Shyas is the same thing. He's like, yeah, I don't like it either. I'm like, but you do it like every night. And he's like, yeah, I'm used to it. I'm like, okay.
It's like we do it like, begrudgingly.
But like sometimes I'm like getting out of bed and like I'll be half dressed, looking like poo, and I'll just roll up on stream. I'll be like, hey y'all, what up? Because I don't have to like show my face. So
and everyone's like, oh my god, you look so cute today.
It looks so nice. But like the really nice thing about the VTuber model was that if somebody like made fun of me, it was against the VTuber model, which I don't care. That's not me. So like you could be like, oh, this dog is stupid. I'd be like, okay, yeah. Okay. Like it doesn't, I don't know. It was kind of like a reflection.
I mean, like I can't imagine anyone saying anything negative about you because you're hella ripped. You could beat my ass. Like I would not say anything negative. I would be too afraid to get beat up. Oh, actually, this is totally random and like literally unrelated to everything. But I just want to say that you and I are wearing the same glasses in different colors, and this is probably unintentional, but your orange wings and your orange sweater make you look like Patamon from Digimon.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
And I love, like, I've been staring at your character the whole time being like, Patamon, Patamon, Patamon.
This was my Halloween outfit, and I was just like, yo, I really like this outfit. Like, it just looks good. And it's my color, like, it's my orange color. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to keep it.
I mean, it's right. It's for sure, it's right. I like it. But I can't help, the parallels were there, and I had to say something.
It's so cute. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I flipping love Patamon. It's so cute.
So, before we move on into, like, viewer questions and stuff like that, I just wanted to, like, ask you a question.
Okay.
And I haven't asked my previous guest this question, but I should start. But in your time as a content creator, and I guess specifically as a Twitch streamer, like what would you say to if there was someone who wanted to get into streaming and maybe asked you this, like what was the best thing or like the best memory or that you have in regards to streaming? Like what's the best thing that's come from streaming, or like what's the best memory that you hold dear to you that you wouldn't have had otherwise?
Oh goodness.
To encourage someone who might want to stream.
I would say that I definitely have a lot more friends than I did previously. Like, even when it comes to just like chat or like just people in general, like we would have never met ever.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You're on the opposite side of the planet, so like we would have never met, which I find so. I'm crying. So I know, right? It'd be so sad. But like I just like I think about that often. Like all the people that I meet on stream, like if you compare it to like real life, like yeah, maybe like we would have been on maybe the same Twitter thread or like something like that, but like there's a lot of people that I just would have never met. And like same with chat. Like there's a lot of people in the community that where I would just never have talked to. Like there's been points where we've celebrated like the 1-year anniversary of our stream and stuff. And I remember that I was like drawing a picture in VR. And I was like, look, there's like a little cake for everybody. And everybody was just cheering. And it was just such like a magical like day. Like it was just so nice. And I was like, wow, there's so many people in this room just celebrating just being here together. You know what I mean?
Happy belated 1-year streaming anniversary, even though I know that was like years ago.
It was so long ago. But like, you know, it's just like those types of things. Or like when we do like subathons or like birthday celebrations. Like there was one time like Shy and I did like a 14-hour stream for I don't know if it wasn't my birthday. It was like a subathon or something. And I just remember being really loopy at like hour 13. But like I had the most fun. I remember laughing so much, and then chat was going crazy because they were laughing. And it was just like it's just like those dumb memories that you would have if you went to like a party or like, you know, every time I go on stream, I'm like, this is where like just a big party happens all the time. And I love that feeling of just like having a whole bunch of people just hang out with time.
Yeah, I agree. It is like a party. You're like the host. It's your house.
It's really nice.
Actually, I lied. I have another question before we get into the Q&A.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up super early for this, and I got plenty of time, so feel free.
Of course, we all know and love Shia, our dearest bun.
Oh, I love him so much.
It's not often, or at least in my experience, I don't know too many like streamer couples.
Mm-hmm.
And you sometimes stream together, but sometimes, like most of the time, separately.
Yeah.
How is that? Like, how is it like both of you streaming? Like, do you bounce ideas off of each other a lot? Like how is that? Like, I'm just curious because like my last relationship was with someone who didn't even know what Twitch was.
Yeah.
And like most of the relationship was them trying to understand what Twitch was.
Yeah. See, I feel like I would have such a hard time with that. Like, I talk about it all the time. Like, I'm like, oh, this funny thing happened today on stream, or oh, I'm gonna make this for my stream, and like, so like, I feel like I would have a hard time with that because I talk about it a lot. But yeah, I mean, like, I feel like we do bounce like okay, the other example, the other day when I was gonna play that tax game, like the taxes, I was like, should I play that or should I play this game? And then he just straight up told me, he's like, well, I don't think you would play that game on your stream. Like, that's not a game that you would play. And I'm like, you're right. And like stuff like that where like we will talk to each other about it. Or like I'll make a new scene for stream and I'm like, what do you think of that? And he'll be like, oh, that looks a little weird, but other than that, it looks good. And like it's definitely a prominent topic in our relationship, I would say, because we're always watching Twitch clips together when we're like downstairs, or like we're talking about streaming, or like what weird interaction we got that day, or like just like it's just like a very prominent topic.
Yeah, the thing is though is like I think every Twitch streamer, like whether they have someone to talk to about it, like wants to talk about Twitch all the
Yeah.
time because it's
Yeah.
such a big part of our lives. Like even when we're not live, we're doing stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, like
Or
I'm
thinking
constantly
about
working on
things we
stuff.
want to do.
Yeah.
So like it's really lucky that you have someone that you can talk to about it without feeling like you're like nagging them or like talking their ear off about something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some times where like we'll be like, I don't want to talk about it today. Like I've just had enough of it, like whatever. But it's definitely like most of the time we're always talking about it or like thinking about something else that we can do. And it's I don't know about you, but like Twitch is my job. So like when it's up that prominent in my life, when it's my job, it's like it's going to be like a big topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Twitch is not my job, but I'm trying to be better about treating it as if it was.
Yeah.
Because whether it's your job or not, like it's something that you should definitely be serious about.
I think so too. Cause like when I was doing art full time, which I still do art, like I don't know, I guess I have like 2 jobs. I do art and streaming. But like when art was my main focus, I still treated Twitch like it was my job. And I feel like that helped out a lot becoming my job or like at least becoming my main focus. Because it was like, yo, this person takes this like really seriously and they like put a lot of effort into it. And I feel like that shows whenever you're like a Twitch streamer, like even if you're doing stuff behind the scenes or in front line, I feel like people notice when you're happy and you're putting effort into something.
Oh yeah. And like even if you're not doing it for a job, there's still opportunities for like companies to reach out for like brand deals and stuff, and those companies are looking at the effort that you put in and if you're like a good representative of their brand or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Elgato, if you're watching this, please sponsor me.
Elgato, Toph uses Elgato every single day to capture Animal Crossing, okay? Listen, it's a good business deal, okay? I mean, look at him. He's cute. Double caked up on a Saturday night, as usual. Like, why wouldn't you,
I've got tiny cakes, but I try. So anyway, moving on. Let's look to the chat, and if the chat, if you are watching, hopefully you're still here. You'll be we'll be looking to y'all for questions. So if you have any questions for Buff Pup, please direct them towards Buff Pup, not me, because I'm boring and you see me all the time anyway. And yeah, so if you have any questions, I don't know if you have the chat open, Buff?
I do.
You do? So maybe we can just pick freely if you see something.
Yeah,
oh, now everyone's saying hello.
Hi everybody, how you doing? How's your morning or night or whatever the heck? Hope it's good. Hope it's nice. Hope you had coffee. Hope you had tea. Hope it's delicious. Do you like tea or coffee?
I don't drink either.
Wow, that's the first person I've ever that said no, I don't drink it.
Like I'll drink it like very, 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 very rarely.
I see. I'm like a 3 coffee a day kind of person.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I can't stay awake without coffee. But it's probably because I used to drink coffee when I was in high school.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I like coffee flavored things, like coffee ice cream.
Ooh, coffee ice cream.
Oh, so Nikora Core says, what was the meaning of your T Husky handle again?
That was just a name I made in high school. And then when I started streaming, I switched it. I was just like, that was like my old Twitter handle. So instead of making a new Twitter, I just changed it.
So you were like, I'm over Huskies. No more Huskies.
I actually don't like Huskies. I don't. The only reason why I picked Husky was because I'm from Vermont, which is a really ski resorty kind of place. So Huskies were very prominent, a prominent dog in the area. So I was just like, yo, I'll just pick that's a cool name, I guess. And then the Thai name was from, okay, I don't know if you remember this show called, it was like, it was a show where they would be like, move that bus, and it was like that show where they would like renovate
Oh, the
houses and
home
stuff.
renovation?
Yeah, the guy's name was like Ty or whatever, but I hate the way he spelled his name. It was like TY or something like that. But I loved his name, and I was just like, I'll just pick that name. I'm like, that's a cool name.
That's so random. So the guy from the home renovation show and a husky.
Yeah, I was just like, that was
Which you don't even like. Which you don't even like.
Well, that's why I got rid of it. I was like, that's such like a high school thing. You know what I mean? Where you're like, I like these two things. I'm just gonna put them together. You know what I mean?
But you didn't like those two things.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the show, but like, I didn't like the way he put his name, and I didn't like. I know, it's so weird. I don't know. I was just like, that sounds cool.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that with us.
It's just a dumb fact that like no one's ever gonna, because like that used to be my old art handle when I used to do like more like not safe for work artwork. So like I kind of just like got away from that, and I was just like, I'll just do something different. Yeah, I did like not safe for work stuff for a really long time, and then I got bored of it. So mysterious. So, but that's why everyone compliments on my anatomy, because like I feel like I could do really good anatomy.
You do make amazing butts for sure.
I've just had a lot of practice.
So Nazo says, will we see some doggo merch?
Like for dogs? I don't know. That would be kind of cool.
I actually don't know what Nazo meant by that. Nazo, what do you mean by doggo merch?
I mean, I have merch of my dog character on stuff, but I think they mean like merch for dogs, like like harnesses and stuff.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine Cookie with Buff Pup merch?
Oh, it was so cute. Oh my god, just a little star on them. Oh my god. I mean, I thought about it, but like as a streamer, it's kind of weird to like have merch stores because it's all like third party. You know what I mean? It's not like, unless you're like really
unless
popular,
you're big and have your own, yeah.
Yeah, and you can like afford it. Like it's really expensive to do it by yourself. So like I guess whatever's available in the store, but like I don't know. It's one of those like weird situations where it's like whatever I can get my hands on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you're doing third party, you can only make what the store offers.
Yeah.
And how many stores offer like dog harnesses?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Teespring doesn't sell dog harnesses.
Dang it.
But if you try Adam and Eve.
Ooh, there you go.
they might have it there. Nigel asks, how do you decide what game to stream?
I used to stress about it a lot. Like there was like one point where the night before I would go on Steam and I would like look through games for like hours, and I would just like be so paranoid about what I streamed. And then I think it was during quarantine like of last year, at one point I was just like, F it, I don't care. Like I'm sick of stressing about it so much. Like it got to the point where like I got sick one day because of it.
Wow.
Because like I want to play stuff that's entertaining, and I don't want to like play like, I don't know, Barbie's Playhouse whatever and think it's like boring or something. Mm-hmm. So I got so stressed about it, and then at one point I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like that's so unhealthy. And so now I just get up on stream and I'll be like, y'all want to do this today? And everyone's like, okay. And then I feel way better about that than stressing out about it, you know?
Yeah, and I think for a lot of games, maybe, I don't know, maybe games like Fortnite or something, like people like aren't watching for the streamer as much as they are like the content. I mean, maybe Fortnite's not a good example, but there are games out there I think people watch more for the content than the streamer. But I think in many cases, people do watch for the streamer. And if you're playing something that you're visibly not enjoying, then, you know, that's not creating a good experience for you or your community, right?
Yeah, and I noticed that when I was stressing about video games and trying to pick out what I wanted to play, it was stuff that I wasn't interested in. Like it was stuff that like I was like, "Oh, this might be cool," but like to other people. And it wasn't something that I was interested in. So whenever I would play it, it would seem like I didn't care about the video game. So now when I pick games or whatever, it's like weird stuff or like stuff that I find that's like interesting or like that would be funny. Like we've been playing The Long Drive. I don't know if you've seen that game.
I have seen you play it.
Oh my gosh, that game, it's so stupid, but it's amazing because the whole point of the game is that it's like you're in a desert like land and like everything is extinct. There's no one on the world except you, your mother, and some radio guy on the radio, and that's it. And you get a letter in the mail and it says it's from your mom and it says, "Hey, I've been so alone during this whole whatever. Can you come visit me?" But she's 5,000 miles away. So you have to drive your like poopy car all the way to her and make sure that your car doesn't break down before you get to her. And that's the entire point of the game.
So clearly it won Game of the Year.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't on the 2020 Game of the Year awards. I voted for it. But yeah, it's just, and it's one of those games where it's like, it's just so dumb, but I enjoy it because a lot of the time we're just driving and talking, and I like that. I like just being able to just talk, and then sometimes the game will just break, and I'll just do like a front flip, and then I'll be like, "Whoa, okay," and then we'll just continue driving, and it's just like I don't know, it's just like I just love weird games.
I think playing those games is really good too, because like there so many of those games, no one would ever know about them unless they saw someone else playing it.
Yeah, true. And like it's funny because I get a lot of people who come in to the stream and they're like, I can always rely on you to find a weird game. And I'm like, hey, I got you. Like I'm constantly looking at weird stuff.
Yeah, I think that's good too. It's because like a lot of the popular stuff, it's like I think a lot of people, especially when they first start streaming, they're like, oh well, I gotta play the popular new stuff because that's what people want to see. But then those directories get so oversaturated that no one's ever gonna find your stream, and if they do, you're not gonna be doing anything different.
Yeah, and especially when I go on Twitch, it's like I'm sick of seeing like I don't know, when Cyberpunk came out, I was sick of seeing Cyberpunk. It was like this person, like everyone's playing it. I'm like, I just want to watch something different.
Yeah. I mean, there's like few games that even if a lot of people I'm following are playing it, it doesn't bother me because I know they're like long-term games, like Stardew Valley. Like Stardew Valley is not like like Cyberpunk. I guess it's more I'll just say frustrating for lack of a better term, is because you know that like it's like a temporary thing. Like everyone's just playing it right now this week and then you'll never see it again.
Yeah, that is true.
Where it's like Stardew and
game.
Yeah. But like with things like Stardew and like I really like watching Dead by Daylight. It's like that's a long-term, that's not a game, that's not like a story-driven game. That's a long-term game. So it's like if I see lots of people playing it, I like that.
Yeah. I like how like intense people get with that game. Like they're like it's almost like watching somebody speedrun the game. Like they're just so intense with it. It's crazy.
DBD community is like really good on Twitch. I really surprisingly enjoy it. Twitch is the reason I started playing DBD.
See, I've only played it a couple times, but it's because I'm really bad at it. Because like a lot of the time, I don't know, I'm really like, I guess helpful when it comes to the people on there. Like somebody will get stabbed, and I'll be like, "Wait, I'm coming towards you. Let me help you." And then that's like the not thing you're supposed to do. Like you're not supposed to
creating tracks like the whole way.
Yeah. That's like I'll just be like, "Oh, let me help," and they're like, "No, don't come over here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Don't touch me. So we have Mortal Puma says, you post on Twitter and Discord a lot. What is your favorite thing to post besides announcements?
I actually don't like posting announcements, for one. I think it like
I don't think any streamer really does, to be honest.
No, because it makes you feel like you're like, hey, come see my stuff, blah 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 blah. It's like, but you have to do it because like that's the point of advertising. I just hate it sometimes because I'm like, ew, I feel like
dirty.
I feel like Yeah, it's like ugh, gross. You
Like a
know, like
salesman or something?
yeah. and I sometimes I don't tweet a lot on Twitter, so sometimes I just feel like it almost looks like I'm just that's the only thing I'm saying, and I'm like, ugh, I hate following accounts like that where it's just that's it, and so like, but I don't know, my favorite thing to post is that when I get the energy to draw a piece of artwork and post it, I'm excited about that, or food. I like posting food
Oh
pictures.
yeah, you always, oh my gosh, you always post such good looking food on your Twitter, and I
Well,
hate it. I
it's
hate it.
funny because like a lot of the food is like fast food, but like I just like do like a good picture of it, and I'm like, here's a Five Guys burger I got, but it like looks really nice.
No,
So
you
like,
you've posted like food of stuff you've cooked, right?
yeah, but I don't do that often because I'm really lazy. So
But
like,
that stuff looks great too.
yeah, like the eggs and rice I always post. That's really good.
Ugh. Like, if you think you don't have energy to cook, then I have even less than that. So it's very impressive to me.
I mean, a lot of time I just use a rice cooker.
I have a rice cooker too, and I have a rice cooker, an air fryer, and I'm still lazy. Like, I still can. I'm like, I have to put the rice in the rice cooker. Like, when am I gonna get a robot to come and fill itself up?
Oh my god, that'd be so amazing. Just to have I've always wanted just like a chef. Like, could you imagine like getting off the stream and they're like, okay, I cooked this like 5-course meal for you. Oh my god. It'd be
That
so nice.
would be the dream.
Oh my god.
All right, well, I'll take this as the last question. I'm actually curious to what your answer will be to this, but Viv asks, is there a game, considering you said yourself that you play a lot of like weird games, but maybe your answer won't be a weird game, but is there a game that you regret playing?
Oh, I think I know exactly what game I'm gonna say.
I guess regret is a bit different than like dislike. There's a difference between disliking a game and like you regret playing it.
Yeah, there's never been a game where I'm like, gosh, that was so bad that I regret it, you know? But like, there has been some games where I'm like, I wish I never played that.
Like what? Okay, I want to know. Top 5 if there's more than one.
Okay, first one would be Visage or whatever it's called.
Oh really? Why?
I hated that game. It was just okay. What I hate about it is not the fact that it's scary. I like scary games. Scary games are fine. Like I'm totally down to play scary games. Shia is a big scary game kind of person, so obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't really like not like scary games with Shia around.
Yeah, and I like scary games. It's just that my problem with that game is that the way that it works and the mechanic that it happens is that you can't continue on the story unless you do a specific thing. Like you have to walk in the hallway of like upstairs for something to trigger and then go. So a lot of the time I would be walking around and I'm like, why is nothing happening? I don't understand. Like what's going on? And I was just like wasting time. And then somebody was like, you need to go up to the second floor and walk through the hallway of this room to trigger this event. And I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm like, why do I have to go up into that? Why can't it just have like a timer or something for something to happen? Or like, cause like who says I'm gonna be up there? Like there's no objective to go get an item.
Yeah, and there's so no like note or anything to be like, you have to do this at, you know.
Yeah, and that made me so angry. I was just like, I hate this. And I literally I played like 2 hours of it and I just stopped. I was just like, y'all, I can't play this anymore. And I like left.
You left, you got up and just left the stream. The stream kept going. You just stepped away from the computer.
Y'all fend for yourself. I can't.
Didn't even put up the BRB.
I had to stop. Like it was so bad. Like I just couldn't play it anymore. It was just awful. So
what's the other one? What's the other games that you can think of other than that?
Ooh, I'm trying to think of. I don't think this was a bad game recently. But it was called the Immortal Phoenix Rising or whatever it's called.
Oh, is that the one that's like the one that's like Breath of the Wild and Genshin Impact?
Yeah, it was fun and I really enjoyed it, but it was only because I got that nostalgic feeling of like playing Breath of the Wild. What I found really weird about it is that so you can make your character a male or female, but then you can also change their voice, where it's like a male or quote-unquote female voice, which I think is really weird because when it comes to voices, I feel like voices shouldn't have a sex or gender to them.
Oh,
You know
it
what I mean?
specifically said like male voice, female voice.
Yeah, so like you would pick your body shape or whatever, and then you could pick your voice, and then it was just like if you picked the more feminine voice, people would just call you she. And I was just like, yeah, it was really weird. And I was just like, that gives me like weird vibes. Like, why would you might as well just make male and female if you're gonna do that. You know what I mean?
That is a bit
Like-
weird, especially because I mean, I haven't played it, but I've watched people play it, and I can't think of anything. I can't think of like specific quotes, but there was a lot of like dialogue in the game that I thought was really progressive.
Yeah, the humor in the game is really good. I like the humor of the game. Sometimes they talk. There was at one point where I like for the first hour or two, they just would not stop talking. And I am a talky person, so if somebody's talking behind me, I can't talk, I get really frustrated. I'm like, these people won't stop talking. I can't say one thing, and like that bothered the crap out of me. I was so annoyed at them, even though their commentary was really good and their jokes are really good and progressive. I just was just like, they just won't shut up. Like I can't do anything. I can't say anything. Like I can't even reply to my chat because they just won't stop talking. So that game was, and I just never. We played like 3 days of it, and I was just like, whatever. I'm done with it. Whatever.
I mean, you gave it a fair
playing
shake if you played it for 3 days.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't that bad. It's just for one, that voice thing was really weird. I was like, why? Because I picked a male body and then I picked like a feminine voice because I feel like that's my character, like very muscular, and then it has like kind of like a really high pitched voice. So I thought that they were going to I thought the game was just gonna not have any pronouns in it because I was just like, oh, okay. But then they specifically call me she, so it was kind of weird seeing this buff guy walk around. They're like, hey girl, what's up? And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know, it was just weird.
I hope the dialogue was actually, hey girl, what's up?
I wish. If they did that, I would have been like, that's fine.
Hey girl, you gonna go fight Zeus?
Hey, Thomas said hi.
Okay, well I will stay away from both of those games.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mortal Phoenix Rising isn't bad, but like, I feel like it's one of those games that you play off stream. Like, it's just like.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do at Genshin Impact. Like, and Genshin Impact is I mean, it's like a very similar playstyle because it's like kind of like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
but I'm obsessed with that game, and I play it every day.
I'm scared to play that game.
You will get pulled in. You might open your wallet a couple of times. You might put your credit card information in a couple of times.
I know, that's why I haven't done it.
They are very good at creating very attractive characters.
I know, and
that will give you the thick suck. Give your wallet the thick suck.
The thick suck. I am such a fan servicey kind of person. Like, I've bought so many fan servicey games where it's just like, I will play this once and that's it. But I've bought them. And like, I'm just, whenever there's like some weird model of something, I'm like, I'm gonna get it. And I'm so bad at that, especially when it comes to video games. So that's why I haven't played it. Because I'm like, if I get that game, I'm gonna buy every single character and then I'm going to be broke.
Well, it's even worse because you can't buy the characters. You have to buy the wishes and then gacha pull for them.
Oh, which makes it worse because I'm a gambler. I like random chance. That's why I like fishing in games so often. It's like a random chance.
Okay, don't play the game then. I'm sorry I mentioned it.
I want to play it so bad, but I'm trying really hard not to.
Well, having ended on a Genshin impactful note, see what I did there? You know, I'm kind of a cunning linguist, you know.
I'm very, what's the word? Flattered, and gasp? What's the word for gasp? Like breath taken away. Take it away.
Exasperated? No, that's not the right.
You took my breath away with that.
Oh. Well, you took my breath away with this interview. Truly. Like I said, I'm very, very, very thankful that you woke up so early. I mean, even even the previous guests who were in Japan, I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. Like, you're going so far out of your way. Like, thank you for like being on Little Old Me's like podcast. But like, truly with you, I'm like, oh my god, you woke up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Like, this probably was not worth waking up that early, but thank you.
No, it was. It was so much fun. Like I said, I feel like with streamers and like whenever I get a chance to collab with somebody, I'm always like, yes, like please let me collab with you, because like I don't like, the whole point of streaming, at least for me when I started, was to make friends. So like I just want to hang out with people. Like that's the whole point. So if I have to like wake up like a couple hours earlier, or like I don't know, like stop my stream for the day, like I will definitely do it, because I just want to hang out with people. And we haven't talked to each other in so long, and I missed you, and I was just like, we should talk, and I was like really excited.
Well, I'm glad. I had a lot of fun today, and it was nice to be able to ask you things that like I probably wouldn't be able to like ask you in your chat, because I'd just be taking up all your time, like writing paragraphs in your chat and stuff. So it was nice to be able to like sit down and be able to kind of pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like we talked earlier, I'm very open to like just anything, like talking or like questions or why this, why that. Like I'm very open about everything. So I love podcasts and interviews and hanging out and all that stuff.
Well, I appreciate that. And if anyone has any other questions or anything that they want to know more about Buff, you can go check them out over on their Twitter and Twitch. Definitely go give them a follow. I'll put their Twitch information in the chat. If you go to their Twitch page, you can get all of their other socials from there. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description box below. If there's anything you want to say before we sign off, Buff. I mixed the syllables. Buff, pup, not bup.
People do that all the time. They'll call me like pup butt, and I'm like, hey, that's good.
If there's anything you want to say before we go, please plug your content. If there's anything coming up soon that you want people to know about, anything you want, the floor is yours.
I'm taking pictures of you for later.
Oh, thank you.
All I have to say is thanks for having me. This was really great. I heckin' love you. I love chat. I love everybody on Twitch. This is really fun. I love being able to make friends on the internet. Wear a mask, stay healthy, drink water, and don't forget to do a squat every once in a while. Your butt needs it. So.
True. Mine especially.
That's all I have to say. And if you want to come hang out with us, we're a morning streamer in the US. So if you need somebody in the morning to wake up to, and that's what we do.
Yeah, actually, Buff's normal start time is usually around 30 minutes to an hour after I go offline.
Yeah,
so if you're looking for someone to watch after I go offline, if you wait a little bit after my stream ends, Buff starts up like very shortly after, I think.
Yeah, super late for Japan, but really early for America.
Yeah, I think it's around like midnight Japan time that you start.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you normally start 39 minutes from now, then yeah, it would be midnight Japan time. And I usually end around 11-ish.
Yeah, I feel bad for people in Australia because it's like 4 a.m. for them.
That's how I feel whenever I go live. Like when I first go live, it's I think 3 a.m. for Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I don't know, midnight, whatever PST is, I don't know.
Yeah, PST is 3 hours behind me. So like this is like, so when I start at 10 a.m., it's like 7 a.m. for people.
Yeah. That's rough. And yet somehow I still have tons of people in America watching me, and I'm like, do you not sleep? Like, why are you here?
That's how I feel about UK people. Like, so in Shaya's chat, like people in the UK, it'll be like 5 o'clock in the morning for them, and they're always there. And I'm like, do you not go to sleep? And they're like, we're just on America's schedule. I'm like, how? Like, how do you do that? I don't understand. Crazy to me.
I'm no better anyway. But speaking of getting late, it is now getting late here, so we should wrap it up. Again, thank you so much for coming, and like I said, everyone, go follow Buff Pup. Go watch their content. Go support them. They are a good friend of mine. I'm very happy to have had them on today, and I hope that all of you enjoyed getting to know more about them, and I hope that you continue to support them and get to know even more about them, because truly, there are a lot of people, a lot of content creators out there, a lot of people on Twitch, and genuine people are hard to come by, and what I know of Buff is very, very genuine, very kind, and they create a very safe space, and I think that's very important, especially this past year.
Aw, you're gonna be crying. It's so nice.
Don't cry. But to everyone, and Buff, if you can say goodbye with me on the count of 3. I hope everyone has a good night, and thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching this on YouTube, double thanks. Check me out on Twitch. I stream 4 days a week, so you can come and see the next episode live. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and 3, 2, 1, bye!
Bye!